bumper switch. Okay, and you can see we don't need all this space, so I'm going to move this over here. The second box is for a little picture of it and then the definition. So let's go ahead and take a look. SnapGrid. First of all, what we don't want is people just kind of foolishly going forward and robotically copying and pasting. What you'll get is you'll get results that don't make any sense for our class. You'll get words that are close to it or have the same sound to them, but they have a completely wrong definition. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Google and find out what the heck a SnapGrid is and see what they say. I don't want to type in their definition, and I'm not going to copy and paste it. So if the first thing that comes up in Google is correct, you can use it, but if not, you're making a big mistake, right? Okay, let's see. SnapGrid is a computer function used to organize files or images automatically. Now this is important. It uses an invisible grid to line up the items on the screen along perfect horizontal and vertical lines. We used this significantly in the USA map assignment, didn't we? Or more like we turned it off so it would be absent, and we could do that. So I'm going to use this part. So it uses invisible grid lines, uses invisible grid lines to line up objects automatically, vertically and horizontally. Now that's very close to what they said, but it's not exactly what they said. What this is what I want out of vocab is not for you to just go copy and paste. Like a robot could do that, right? Even a third grader I could teach to do that. You guys have to filter it through meaning and the stuff that we've been doing in class. Okay, so let's take a look and see, can we get a good image if it's possible? Let's find an image for SnapGrid. And this is the part that's going to really probably screw everybody up. Here's a good image. For example, is this a good image that shows what SnapGrid is? Not at all. This is useless. What's the one that does show it? This thing. This shows the idea, doesn't it? So I'm going to right click. I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to go over here to this box and I'm going to paste it, and then I'm going to fix it. And this one doesn't really need to be fixed. It's fitting in the right space. I think that's probably good enough. Now we're going to go on to the next one, which is perspective. And this is the last one I'll do, and I'm going to leave the other ones to you. Let's go back to the definition part of Google. Perspective definition. The art of drawing solid objects in a two-dimensional surface so that it gives the right impression of their height, width, depth. Okay, so a particular attitude or a way of regarding something. So one of those is good for us and one of them is not. We're talking about the way we look at objects in Tinkercad. So I think the first one's going to be a better definition for us. What does the second one mean? This is a good example of where copying and pasting would give you completely the wrong answer. Because this second one is a particular attitude or a way of regarding something or a point of view. For example, teachers have a different perspective on homework than students do. It's a way of like looking at things in life and concepts in life. So it just means a way of looking at things. That's not what we want. We want this other one. So it is a way to draw or represent objects that are three-dimensional in a flat or two-dimensional display or paper. Now that's not exactly what they wrote, but that's what it means, right? And that's what I want, is I want you to be filtering it through and then putting it out in your own words. That's really important to me. Hey, I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm not silly on this. Every time I correct these, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look and see, how did Google write it? And if I don't feel like you're writing your own definitions, I'm not going to give you the points for them, okay? So if you just copy and paste this, you get 0 points for any of it. All right? Let's get the image for this one. Oh, hey, that's a good image that represents it. Does this represent it well?
No.
See, this is perspective in a narrator, right? This is not good. Just because it's a picture on here doesn't mean it's a good for this one or this one, where we're seeing three-dimensional objects being represented. Okay, so I'm going to go here and right-click and copy the image. And I'm going to right-click and paste the image right in, right in here. Now remember, you might have to adjust the size of it like we did in the other assignment. Sensor has to do with robots. Bumper switch, we talked about that in our videos already. So I'm going to leave you guys to finish the rest of this. Oh, but wait, how do